Welcome to J Media. We make tutorials, guides and tech videos. Please like, subscribe and follow for more.
Hello guys, welcome to another class this evening. This video, I'm hoping it will be really short and straight to the point. So in our previous videos, we've already looked at how to create a quick animation with our character in Adobe Character Animator, and we've seen how to export it using the Adobe Media Encoder. So the next thing, which is really simple, is just how to add sounds, how to put a little bit of music and stuff to your animation. That will be done in Adobe Premiere Pro. Adobe Premiere Pro is a video editing software. So right now, I already have Adobe Premiere Pro on my screen. When you look at the interface, most Adobe softwares have quite a similar interface. And so I wouldn't go over everything, but I'll just go over the things that we'll be using in this tutorial. And so when you come into Premiere Pro, you have an interface similar to what I have opened here. Now, the next thing to do is to create a new project. Basically, every software we use, you need to create a new project or a new file. So I already have, let me title it, let me put animation finishing. Okay, so after putting that as my title, I'll click on browse to make sure I save it in the right location. So I already have a folder on my system for this animation class. So I'll select this folder, then just leave every other thing the way it is, then okay. Okay, so when you come into Premiere Pro for the first time, your interface may look like this as after you created a new project. If it doesn't look like my own, look at the top here. You have some tabs here. You have learning, assembly, editing, color, effects, audio, graphics, libraries. Usually, I always use editing. So just click on editing. So after clicking on editing, you have exactly this type of interface. The next thing to do, this place right here, where you have projects, then to have the name of your file, you can click on this for new item and then select new sequence. So for my new sequence, I'll use DSLR, digital SLR. So this is just a preset, and then 1080p. So let me use 1080p 24 frames per second. So I'll select OK. So when we do that, you see we have a timeline quite similar to what we had in Adobe Character Animator. So the next thing now to do is to bring in our files. And that is quite easy. Most of the time, I just like using the drag and drop. So let's locate where I saved the animation. So right here, this is the file. This is the animation file. Let me play it so that you see it and remember it from the last video. Okay, so that's the animation I want to put sound to. So I'll click on it and drag it into, this is more like my project folder. Yeah, but right now the animation is not on our timeline yet. So I'll click on it and drag it and drop it on the timeline. Then it will ask you to change sequence settings, keep existing. I'll usually select keep existing. Now, if your timeline looks tiny like my own, on your keyboard, there's a place where you have the button for plus and minus. If I press plus, you see as I'm hitting plus on my keyboard, it's zooming into the timeline. As I hit minus, it's reducing the size of the timeline. So that's just a quick trick to use to zoom in and zoom out. So let's play.
Why will you
the fighting every day in school. Your teacher told me you fought again today. Okay, so we already have the video in. The next is to get music in. Now, music can be gotten from several sources. You could create your own in a studio. You could download from certain websites. But in while trying to download from websites, you need to be careful and take note of copyright information. For me, I usually look for royalty-free music. Royalty-free music are kind of music where the authors have already given you permission to use it in your projects, but they will have some terms that you need to stick to. So on my system, let's go into the browser. The website I use for getting my royalty-free music is toontank.com. So let me just quickly search for it on Google. Toontank. So when you search on Google, it will be your first option, this one. So when you select it, you come to this page. And so there are different types of music here. There's music for gaming, lo-fi, podcast, vlogs, cinematic, happy, ambient, sports, romantic, inspiring, and there's still a lot more. It's epic, trap, rock, scary. There's just so much. So what I do at times, I will just randomly come and try to listen to any of the existing music. Okay, and one more thing to note is that when choosing music, you don't just get music and slap on your animation. Your music should also help to convey the mood of your animation or of your video, depending on whatever it is you are doing that requires music. There are several websites that offer royalty-free music, so you could search for them. You'll see many of them. So let me go through. Let me use one of the tabs here. Remember the animation we have. It's kind of a sad mood. So I'll click on sad here. So it's going to give me music that has sad feeling. So I can select this. Okay, this doesn't really fit into what I'm looking for. Let's see this. Okay, I seem to like that one. Okay, let me see if they have anything on drums. Okay, nothing. Okay, let's just take this music, Forest Trails. Let's download this. Yeah, so to avoid claims, you need to subscribe to the channel that owns this royalty-free music. So I've already subscribed previously, so I don't need to do that anymore. So let me go to the folder I want to save it. Then let me rename it to something I would quickly remember. Save. And start download. Your downloader may not come up the way mine is. I'm using a third-party downloader. So once you're done getting your music, you minimize or you can close your browser. So I'll just go to my folder and search for the music. I think the music is called Forest Trails. Yeah, this is it here. I'll just click, drag it, and drop it here. So if I double click on it, I can preview it here in Premiere Pro. So in Premiere Pro, if you double click on a file here, you can preview it here and set and select the part you want to use. So let's play this and see. I just hit spacebar on my keyboard and I can listen to it. Okay, so I think I like the music. So I'll just click here. You can either click here and you can either click on this and drag and drop here, or this music file here, the audio file, just click on it, drag it, and drop it in your timeline. Now, in your timeline, you have your video, the place for video and the place for audio. This place, any place you see V1, V2, V3, those are your video tracks. Then A1, A2, A3, those are your audio tracks. And so now that I've brought in my audio, you see it is longer than the video. Now in Premiere Pro, you have a razor tool here. The keyboard shortcut is C. If you click on this razor tool, you can cut. Once you click on any clip, it will cut that clip. So after cutting, I'll go back to my selection tool. So now the clip is now split in two. I can now click on this and delete. So let's play the animation and see.
Chike, why will you be fighting every day in school? Your teacher told me you fought again today.
So if you notice, the audio is a little bit higher than it's a little bit high. For it's basically personal preference. I would like it a lot lower than it is. So if you come to effect controls with the audio selected, you see you have levels. And let me click on this to turn this off. So if you click on this and drag it down, you are reducing the volume. If you click and drag it up, you're increasing the volume. Now remember, 0 is like your midpoint. So I've played it. Okay, so let me drop this down to about let's say like -8. Then let's listen to it now.
Chike, why will you be fighting every day in school? Your teacher told me you fought again today.
Okay, so this seems to suit what I want better. Okay, so with this, I'm already done with I finished up this animation. This is what I want to do in getting out the finished work. So the only thing I'll do next now is just to export it. To export, just like in every other software we've used, is file export. Yeah, so you make sure you have your blue box. You see, if I click on this box in Premiere Pro, you have a blue box around it. If I click here, you have a blue box. So you make sure you click inside here, and this place has the blue box around it. Then I'll now go to File, Export Media. I'm trying to export a media file. So where you have formats, I'll always use H.264. Then I'll allow it to match those. Then sequence. This is the output name. So let me drop this on my desktop. The output name, let me name it Chike Animation. So once I'm done naming it, I just click on Save. As soon as it minimizes, I'll come here and click Export. So with that, it's done exporting. Let's go and preview the animation. So let me go to my desktop. I named the file Chike something. Yeah, Chike Animation. This is it here. So let's preview it.
Chike, why will you be fighting every day in school? Your teacher told me you fought again today.
Okay, so that is it. That is the end of it. So with this is the end of basically what I wanted to teach for this class. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, like, and then you can also use the comment section under the video. You can use that to ask your questions so that I could easily answer them in other videos. So if there are things that are bothering you about that you are not able to figure out in any of the videos, you can quickly drop it in the comment so that I can take note of those and work on it. So thank you for being part of this class. See you in the next.